Okay, so I found the stream. I don't know if it's gonna make a new one or if it's gonna go back to the old one. This is like really aggravating me. How this is happening actually? Because I wanted to just stream today and it'd be normal, but I always have problems with YouTube. Every time I try to stream, it just does like a bunch of weird stuff. So, so yeah. I don't even know how to delete like one of the previous streams. So, uh, can I like delete? There you go. Delete forever. I was like able to switch the name. I don't know if any of them are live right now. Okay, it's Hurricane Dorian again. So oh my. Yeah, so God. I'm using Streamlabs, but it just doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to do for sure. So I'll have to try to find it on my phone so I can read the comments. Obviously, I didn't mean for it to be called Hurricane Dorian. Um, so you guys will have to let me know the quality of the stream right now too. I can try to like go edit that, but um, if you guys could let me know like how does the audio sound? Is it laggy? I'm moving my thing right now, so it should be fine. Um, all right, let's see. If I turn it off, does the screen go black? I want to see that because I want to go edit the stream. Okay, sweet. So it's just going to be black and I'm going to be talking for a second because I'm going to go edit the stream. But it could show the stream key, which would be like insanely bad. Like, trust me. That'd be actually pretty awful. So this isn't Hurricane Dorian, obviously. We're going to be talking about, we're going to be like having a winter discussion. That's first off what I wanted to do. So just first things first. And we're going to be talking about some of the upcoming winter storms as well as just basically any questions you guys have about the weather. I'm going to read the comments in a minute. I know there's a ton going in. I know the screen's black. It'll change in just a second. Don't worry about that. Don't even sweat it. So I'm going to change the thumbnail and everything just so it's more winter related. I don't want it to be Major Hurricane Dorian. We're not talking about that. That was so last September or August. I forget which month, but yeah. It's kind of old news. I can't get my streaming software to work properly and just make the stream I want it to make. It keeps like picking one of the old scheduled ones I had. So it keeps like really messing up and it's just aggravating. Maybe I need to like switch which software I'm using, basically. That's what I'm coming to the conclusion of. And that obviously that makes sense, but and so if you guys want to ask any weather questions, like right now would definitely be the time because I will be going over a lot of just weather related stuff. Any questions you guys have, I'm going to turn the display back on here. Okay, sweet. So, I guess, oh, it's not. Yeah, I'll get it like this. Perfect. Actually, it would be cool if you can't see that. Yeah, it looks a little more professional. Sweet. Okay. I'm starting to like this software now, actually. All right, so we're going to be looking at some weather models, obviously. Tropical Tidbits. Great website, guys. Thank you for all the comments. Again, let me know how the quality of the stream is right now. If it's laggy, I can probably do something about that. But it doesn't seem like we're getting too many complaints about that, so it seems good. Okay, sweet, good quality, nice. I got the new computer in like June, and then our internet's better now, so it should be doing a lot better. Hopefully we start to get more viewers because we had like 200, and then people saw the blank screen, and now we're down to 100. I'm pretty sure. So I don't blame them. So we're just gonna have to slowly grow. That's usually how these things go anyway. So we're gonna be fine. So Somebody mentioned that I don't show my face ever on these. I was planning at 100,000 subscribers doing that. So we're going to have like some sort of face reveal thing going on eventually, which will be a lot of fun, obviously. The reason I'm doing live streams a little bit here, and I plan on doing it, is first off because it's kind of a quiet day in the weather as far as like now and looking at the long range. There's not a lot to talk about. So I was like, I might as well just make a live stream and we'll be fine. I can check. Yeah, so it usually tells me if there's any lag. So somebody mentioned lag, but they could just be like messing around. So I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, I did accidentally show my face one time. So chat is a little laggy. Okay. I don't think I can do anything about that. When can we have cold weather in the East Coast first week of January? Well, for right now, I was looking at kind of the long range forecast. I used to do these all the time, guys. I know I have like 4 times more subscribers than the last time I made a stream, I feel like. So a lot of you probably don't even know this. Looking at the long range, I don't know why I said all that, by the way. This is why I usually just stick to uploading videos, because if I say something stupid, I can just delete it. But now, like, when I live stream, I'm just like, I like say whatever I want. It's a good thing and a bad thing, I guess. So, I mean, we're dealing with cold weather on the East Coast right now. So, people keep asking me, like, when are we going to have cold weather? If it's 32 degrees outside where I'm at right now. So, I don't know what, everybody's talking about. But, let's see. No lag for me. Good morning. Where's Dorian? 9 degrees. Isn't it cold? Haha. Will the southeast be warm? Like hearing you live. We will correct you if you misspeak. LOL. Then I like your video. Relax, be you, bro. Nah, I know I'm good, but it's just like I'm always scared I'm gonna say something. You know what I mean? So hold on, I gotta go shut my door because people are gonna start making noise downstairs. I know it's so unprofessional, but I gotta do it. Actually, never mind. The door is closed. They're just being that loud. I think you lost sound because I left. That would make more sense. Dayton, Ohio is 12. What is a squall? Well, I mean, if you're talking about snow, it's really just like I always considered it like a thunderstorm of snow. It's really just like a short-lived little storm, but really intense. And actually, snow can accumulate in them. Sometimes they're back to back and stuff, so they're really cool. They're not very common in some areas, but they're really, really neat. Frederick County, Virginia, and I want some substantial snow. Do you think it's possible? I mean, it's really possible. I mean, we're only in December right now, December 20th. The winter's just getting started. I mean, even really some of the really good past winters have started out similar to this one. Like, December wasn't very good. 2014 to 2015 comes to mind. It really does, because it had a very, very similar December. Now, the reason I wanted to start doing these live streams, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. Do you have mods for chat? I do, but they kind of don't show up anymore because I haven't done live streams in a long time. Anyway, so the reason I wanted to start doing streams again, or trying to, is because I feel like live streams would be really, really beneficial in the severe weather season, if that makes sense, because that's going to be kind of a nowcast type situation. I'm not going to be able to I don't know. I feel like it's going to be it's going to be very beneficial to be able to live stream during really big weather outbreaks. And I want to kind of make sure I can stream properly. The computer can handle it. My internet can handle it. And also, I feel like I've been kind of slacking with replying to a lot of comments and talking to you guys. And this is a really good opportunity for me to just be here. I can talk to you guys. I can reply to whatever questions you have. And it's just a really good opportunity to kind of get back into that kind of frame of thinking. How much snow should we expect in the Pacific Northwest? Well, obviously, it depends on your elevation big time. I'm going to turn off the display for just a second as well. I don't know why I'm so nervous about that, but I was going to open up a program. Okay, we're good. Just for a split second. I wanted to open up WSV3 because this is a great weather program. It's paid, it costs a lot of money, but it is an amazing program. And I never have luck trying to update it, so I just kind of, chill with it. I think the cool thing is that we have our direct weather snow scale here, which is the same colors that we use on forecasting. So if I am ever looking at a product that's like snow depth, this is actually our scale that we use, which I just think is really neat. So I have no idea what I have on the screen right now, so I'm gonna have to like try to go through these. Let's see, local snow reports. What is this? Oh, this is snow depth. Okay. I mean, this is a really cool program that I'm going to be able to use for severe weather, and that's, I guess, the reason why I wanted to show this. Because I can always just be in this and looking at the storm reports, telling you guys, like, oh, for instance, we have snow moving into the Pacific Northwest, Spokane, it's just moving past you. It's going to be the same thing for severe weather season. Really, really beneficial. Okay, let me rewind here and just try to look at some of these comments. They're coming in like crazy, guys. Thank you so much for showing all the support. It's super hot where I'm at. I hate hot. A lot of you guys do hate the hot weather. In the comment section, comment if you prefer hot weather or cold weather. I'd be curious to see what the difference is. If you don't vote, then I'll be disappointed. So you should vote. I mean that in terms of cold or hot, by the way. I know, I love this map too. Like, when I got this, guys, I would not be able to do this if I didn't do YouTube. I want you guys to know. I would not be able to be paying for a weather program, like, if I didn't do weather YouTube. It just wouldn't make sense. So, you guys make it possible, and I just nerd out about this stuff. I want you guys to know. Let's see. I'm going to read the votes in a second, by the way. I just have to get down to it. I'm trying to read all the comments all at once. I have a good friend who lives in South Carolina. How is the weather there? Like, right now, we could take a look at South Carolina. This is really good for, like, this type of stuff, too. So it's really cold, and we can turn on our, I don't know if you pronounce it MEDAR or meter or METR. I don't even know how you say it. But we can look at the temperature, the actual air temperature here. It's really, really cool tool here. You can see it's warming up, but it's in the 30s and 40s, just warming up to the 40s for South Carolina, so it's very, very cold. If you have questions about how the weather is in your state, let me know. I'll go state by state. You know, that's what this is all about. This is, somebody asked what program this is. This is WSV3. You can search that up. It's, I believe, 20 or 25 a month, so it's pretty steep, unless, obviously, you do work with weather. Then it makes sense. Okay, 1 cold, 2 cold, 3 cold, 4 cold, 1 hot, 4 cold, 5 cold, 2 hot, 5 cold, 6 cold, 2 hot, 7 cold, 3. Okay, I can tell which one's gonna win. A lot of people like the cold here. We got tons of votes, guys. Thank you so much. Also, if you have any questions that you've ever wanted to ask me, but you just felt like you couldn't in the comments, this is kind of like a Q&A as well. So if you just want to ask anything, it really helps the stream just go like really smooth. Also, there's always the super chat button, even though this stream isn't really about, like, I'm not being super helpful, I feel like. So if nobody donates, I'm not going to feel bad because it doesn't really make sense. But if you did want to, it's always there. I would not be upset. Let me put it that way. Southern Indiana. All right, Southern Indiana. Let me see what state I'm looking at here. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, we were chilly, single digits here this morning. That was maybe, before sunrise. And now we're into the 20s, unless you're very, very far south, like near Louisville or Louisville. I've just learned that that's how you say it. So we've warmed up into the 30s, actually, for the very, very southern regions of Indiana. That's kind of our conditions right now. Oh, what is the weather in Georgia? I'm going to take it one at a time, by the way, guys. Georgia, we're more in the 40s. The very northern regions to the north of Atlanta, we're in the 30s as of right now, but pretty much everybody was below freezing. Let me check what it was like. Yeah, even southern Georgia was about 32 degrees overnight. So, I mean, very, very cold night into a very chilly morning as well. Let's see. Finger Lakes, yeah. I'm sure it's so cold. Any major storms for southeast Pennsylvania? Let me take a look here. Uh, from the weather models that I've been looking at, I haven't seen any signal yet for something in the east. But really, that's pretty common. Like, it says there won't be a storm, like, on the 60 GFS. There's no snow that shows up even into, like, the first week of January. But that's so far out that so much could change. It doesn't really mean much at all. Right now, the biggest storm I've been seeing on the GFS model is this one right here for the Midwest. That looks like a really big system if it were to pan out, but it is 200 hours out. But I mean, that one would drop about almost 2 feet of snow. So that's a pretty major looking system as of right now, but it's kind of hard to say if that one will pan out. But for as of right now, for the Northeast, I am not seeing anything, but I'll update you guys when I do, obviously. Missouri. Let's take a look at Missouri then. Looks like we were mostly really cold in the more eastern portions, and in the western portions it was a little bit warmer, but overall everybody was below freezing overnight, just like most of the other states we've looked at so far. Um, I live in the east coast of Florida. Anything on the storm that's supposed to develop in the Gulf late on Friday? Well, we can take a look. We can take a look for sure. What's also cool is you can look at weather models from this program, which is really fun. So we can take a look at our GFS model. Actually, does the GFS model on this have... No, I don't think it does. So we'll have to see if the NAM can see it yet. So let's take a look here at what it's going to look like when it's coming in. For this upcoming storm. Obviously, we have some showers and maybe thunderstorms going on for Florida right now. Actually, I want to verify that. Sorry. Let me see. Maybe I wouldn't say thunderstorms, but yeah, definitely dealing with some showers around Miami up through into West Palm Beach, that area as of right now. So, but that's not really associated with the storm yet. But let's take a look at your reflectivity. Let's move towards 6 p.m. tonight. If anybody has any questions that are kind of like this, I can also do the same thing, but I'm just going to have to wait a second to get to it, obviously, because I'm dealing with this first system that we're talking about. So this is 24 hours out right now, or from 7 a.m. at least. So we see some showers developing here in Texas. We can actually take a look at our higher resolution NAM model as well for now. I was kind of wondering if there would be thunderstorms in the Texas area, but it really just looks like mostly showers as of right now. I'm kind of getting excited for severe weather season, actually. That outbreak the other day made me really excited. But I'm still very excited about the wintertime, obviously. I haven't seen a snowstorm yet, so we're going to make our way towards Florida, so don't you worry. I'm going to try to read some other stuff as I go, because I don't want anybody to get bored, obviously. Super Chat takes most of donations. It does? I didn't know they took any. My question would be, if I understand correctly, Maryland should be getting a fair amount of snow starting in January, right? Well, that's impossible to say, Kim. The signs have pointed towards the fact that we would have more snow than normal in Maryland, but that means absolutely nothing in the grand scheme of things. It means that it's more likely than not, but I can't say you're supposed to get snow starting in January. The pattern is going to do what it wants to do, and really in the short range, we have a much more accurate depiction of what's going to be going on. So I would say ask me when we're about to enter January, and I'll have a much better idea of what to expect for you. But as of right now, that's impossible to say. It would be more likely than not, but definitely impossible to say. Let's move a little bit further forward with this one. We see Texas getting a ton of precipitation by this point. Now we're looking at 48 hours, so this is going to be 7 a.m. on December 21st. As this one loads. And we're still dealing with a lot of heavy rain showers there for Texas. I think I just froze the program, actually, by clicking that too many times. So we'll see in a second. I'm just going to read comments while that's... Oh, okay, there you go. I didn't think it was actually going to do that. Please more on Denver. You mean like in this video or in this stream? Or do you mean like in future videos. Direct Weather admits he likes snow. Oh, I love snow. I'm not even hiding that. I don't know who got the impression that I don't like snow, ever, but I love snow. I'm never gonna like be like, oh, expect snow and then it's not gonna happen. Obviously, like I know some people can get like that, but I do love snow. And my area doesn't get a lot of snow, so it kind of sucks. So we're gonna see these heavier showers moving into the states like Mississippi, Alabama, even up through Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. The NAM model keeps it very far north actually compared to the GFS. So I'm not quite sure if this is 100% accurate, but it is interesting to note that some models keep it really far south and keep most of that heavy precipitation in Florida. And then a lot of them bring it up north like this into areas like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, and the Panhandle of Florida as well. Not that so this doesn't mean we're excluding Florida. It's kind of like we're just seeing more states also get heavy precipitation. We had to switch to the lower resolution model here. This is by 1 a.m. on December 22nd, so the middle of the night, that night. We froze again, so we'll see what happens. Okay, now it's really freezing, actually. Oh, there you go. Let's see. I will... Geezerman, I'll talk about a major system coming through around December 29th. That's kind of far out. That's 10 days. What area are you talking about specifically? And I'll get into that in a second. This system, Brian, if you're talking about this one, this is not going to be cold enough for snow. Earlier, like, I would say, I'll show you a depiction of what I'm talking about here. Florida's going to get slammed with rain still. So I don't think I need to really mention too much. We see on radar that you get heavy showers for a long time, and my forecast that I made yesterday still stands. All right, so I'm going to get rid of local storm reports, and then I'm going to get this program on here, which is pick. So I'm going to be able to draw on the map to show you guys what I'm talking about in just a second, but I'm going to answer more comments, and then I'm going to get to that, because I actually have something I want to talk about, Brian, that reminded me of. What do you think about this extreme weather pattern? Do you think it'll get worse? I have no idea what extreme weather pattern you're talking about. So far, everybody's always talking about, oh, the weather's so extreme nowadays. I've been into weather since about 2012 maybe, and I haven't seen anything out of the ordinary lately. If anything, it's just been a little bit less extreme in my opinion, but maybe I'm wrong. So originally, I'm talking like Sunday time, so almost a week ago, because I remember when I was making my weekly forecast, I noticed a signal. I saw a storm developing in this area, and then in this red line, I'm going to show you where I saw it head. I saw it make its way down south, like this. Then pause. We're gonna pause right there. But there was cold air in place up here, a trough in this shape, just like this. This is a deadly look. This is how you get East Coast blizzards. I talked about this all winter last year. This is that look that we haven't had in a long time. This is that 2010 December look. If anybody remembers that storm, this is exactly how that looked. I saw the signal for this storm right here to do something like this and meet up with this and then head up the coast just like that. When that happens, now I'm going to pause and zoom in. So I'm going to close out of that and then take a zoomed in look. I saw a snowstorm potential. Let me get right where I see all the East Coast. Sweet. Where I saw the potential for, let's call it 8 inches plus within this entire region. I saw the signals where we could have been dealing with a storm that heads up the coast, and we see 8 inches plus for this entire region. That is what I consider a classic East Coast blizzard that we don't see very often. So I was thinking, this has the potential to be a once every 5-year type event. And look, that's normal for us to see a lot of signals that look historic and then it doesn't happen. And it's really disappointing because I like extreme weather. So I was of course dang, I want this to happen, not only because I would get probably 200,000 views, but also because I just love weather. I want to see crazy stuff happen, but it doesn't happen every time. Actually, matter of fact, it probably happens about a quarter of the time when we see the signals. So it's disappointing, but we just have to deal with it. All right, so it had the potential, but now I don't want to get anybody too excited because that quickly went away. As we look at our upper air, this is another cool feature. We can look at our meso analysis here, which is just awesome. I love this stuff, guys. I'm in love with this stuff. For real. Actually, it'd be better if we looked at a weather model here. Sorry if I'm boring anybody with this stuff. Every time I do these, I start to nerd out, and I feel like I'm talking about stuff that's like some people won't be able to comprehend, which I don't want to be like that, obviously. Okay, so looking at the time frame, and it was around this time that we were looking at a signal. You can clearly see it's the opposite of what it originally looked like. Originally, again, I was saying trough in the east, but what I see here is the jet stream doing this. And then we see this little southern jet do this, but that means nothing. There isn't going to be below freezing temperatures anywhere to the south of this. And that's why the potential for this area that I'm drawing in here just went away. And then the storm doesn't connect with this. If the storm doesn't connect with this upper jet, it never gets that signal to go up the coast. So what happens, in turn, is we see the storm develop here, make its way into Texas, and head into Florida, and then just beeline out to sea, never even bringing rain, any precipitation to these areas, even though they wouldn't be cold enough anyway. And that's how we saw a potential historic system completely fizzle out and die. I know, disappointing, but it's just something that happens. Sorry, I just went on like a complete rant about stuff that's like my family, and like I know you guys probably know nothing about my family. They just cannot handle this. I want to talk about this stuff with them all the time, and it just like I feel like everybody understands this stuff, but it's just not the case. How's the weather in Russia? I don't really forecast for Russia. If I took a look at Russia's weather, I could probably tell you what it feels like, but I can't make a forecast for them because I just don't even understand it. It's so different. That's where like climatology comes into play. White Christmas for Atlanta? I'm not thinking that. I'm not seeing anything that looks like that at all, actually. I'm far back. I'm still at 11:55 on the comments, guys. I just want you to know. So if I'm not seeing anything, I'm like 10 minutes behind here. I now see that somebody donated $2. Thank you so much, James Lee. I appreciate it a lot. But they take 30%. YouTube takes 30%. That's not too bad because on my monetized views, they take about way more than that. Mine's buffering on my phone, but I don't think we're having any issues. Okay. All right. What is your opinion on the grand solar minimum? I don't talk about grand solar minimum because last year I got into that and people got upset because a lot of people do believe in grand solar minimum. I'm kind of like, I'll believe it once I start to see undisputable, evidence that we are seeing effects from it. I do think that the solar activity does really, really affect our weather though. So that's kind of how I feel. So far, no white Christmas in Northeast Tennessee. Yeah, no white Christmas, like, in a lot of areas, I think. But I'm going to have a white Christmas forecast at some point, just not today. Somebody just donated $5. I'll go see who that was. Jeffy, keep up the amazing work. This is not boring. It's very informative and extremely interesting. Thank you so much. That means a lot. I'm waiting to see a question in this comments that I can actually like get back in the zone. Do you have some winter in Jacksonville and surrounding area? What? Google takes 30% of donations in Super Chat. Again, they take way more than that on monetized views. So I'm blessed that they only take 30% from the Super Chat stuff because I know for a fact they take way, way more when on my monetized views. It feels like 50% when they take that. Please, more on Wisconsin when getting snow. All right, so I'll talk about this system and the look that we have and basically what's been going on this entire winter. I feel like that's something that pertains to everybody because we've been dealing with a pattern that doesn't really support the East Coast getting storms as of so far this winter. That's what I'm trying to say. So we've been getting in a pattern where let's see if I can get like, what can I do here? That would be nice. Yeah, just like that. This is exactly what I want, guys. This is beautiful. All right. So, looking ahead, I do see the potential for a snowstorm. Let's see. I gotta move. I gotta keep moving. I do see a Midwest storm potential. I do see the signals for that. I gotta figure out. Is it only gonna go out to 180 hours out? No. All right, sweet. I was kind of curious about that. I think that's it. There we go. Sweet. Okay, that's our system. So unfortunately, you can't see like simulated radar on the GFS model. Let's see where this even comes from, because I haven't really taken a deep dive. All right, I see. So I'm going to go back to pick, and draw. If you live anywhere in the Midwest, the Dakotas, Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, Nebraska, even Michigan or Chicago as well, this is really important for you to know, because I know nobody's talking about this yet, but I have consistently seen a storm signal for the future. This is the 27th of December, so I know it's far out, but I'm seeing a huge, huge sign that we're going to have a storm heading in from down here and straight up like this. Something like that blue line. I don't know if you can see it correctly. I'm going to actually up the size and do a red one just so I can show, or that's kind of brown. That one's just as hard to see. Anyway, I think the low pressure system is going to take a track like that. Now, you might be wondering to yourself, like, why does this keep happening where that area gets storms and it never makes it to the east? Well, what happens is we usually have a trough out here in the west. It's not that far down south, so I don't even know why I did that. It's more like this. So there's tons of cold. I'm not even going to try to write on this. This is just not going to turn bad. There's tons of cold air in here, and we see the storms developing here, and then they catch that jet stream. They catch the jet stream right there. Just like I was saying could have happened on the East Coast, but usually when it's in the Midwest so far this winter, it actually pans out. Usually we will see the storm do this. And then what happens, and this is why the East Coast hasn't been getting giant storms yet, and that's not a huge deal because it's only early on, but the trough is moving in this direction. So it will eventually look like this, but the storm is a low pressure system already developed and then cut north before the trough even makes its way here, if that makes sense. I know that's kind of like just like really advanced and probably hard to keep up with, but sometimes the low pressure system gets into the trough before the trough even makes its way into the east, and that's happened like many times in a row so far. And it happened a lot last winter, except a little bit further east. Did he say Northeastern will have a winter like back in 2015 in Boston? I don't think necessarily like that much snow for you guys. That was a lot of snow. That was like record amount of snow. So it's not a huge deal that it won't quite be like that most likely. But I think that like a lot of things will be similar. I think that we will see things pan out kind of like they did, just not as much snow. The cold air will be in place. We will get some storms. It seems similar. In 2014 to 2015, December of 2014 acted a lot like this one. Couldn't really get stuff to pan out. It just was really aggravating. And then specifically February was a very, very good month. January was okay. February was a great winter month. And that can happen a lot. Even if January isn't very promising, that does not mean this winter will not be good. And that's what people don't really understand a lot of the time. First week of February in Orlando, that's definitely too far out to even talk about, unfortunately. Let's see. Trying to read some questions here. I'm ready for huge, heavy snow here in Maryland. Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are ready to get some snow. I certainly am. I'm excited. Let's see. Any snow at all for Northeast Arkansas this year? It's hard to say. I don't see any signals yet, but it's always possible. What's Portland, Oregon looking like in the next few weeks? Well, in the Northwest, we'll actually look at current radar for this one. We are dealing with some storminess, obviously. You're going to just hit play and let it load it all in. We're dealing with some snow moving onshore that is going to eventually bring much accumulation for like a lot of these mountainous areas, obviously. So let's look at the model forecast. Let's look at the HRRR, which is the high resolution rapid refresh model. Really, really good high resolution model. And then let's put on reflectivity precipitation type, which basically means we're going to be able to see where the snow and the rain sets up. Let's head like 8 hours from now, 6 p.m. Eastern time. I know we're using Eastern time and it's for the West, whatever. We see this snow move into Washington specifically. In the blue, that's very heavy snow. I want you to know that's extremely heavy snow for this area. And it's very interesting to see a lot of snow like this. I haven't seen my blue layer be used a lot, so this is looking at like specifically a lot of heavy snow for this system, which I know is pretty normal out west, but it's still very exciting to see for me. Somebody said, did your area get hit with the Virginia blizzard of January 2016? Yes, I believe I got... which one was that? I got hit with a few recently. So last year we didn't get any snowstorms, actually. By the way, I'm still at 12:02 on the comments, guys, so I'm not ignoring any of you. I'm just like way far behind still. Let's see. I'm going to try to get like far ahead. Guys, we're still in autumn. Actually, I get a lot of people saying it's still fall time. Why do you call it winter storms? Meteorological winter, which is what I go based off of since I'm more of a weather guy, starts on December 1st. So that's why the official weather winter basically starts on December 1st and lasts till the last day of February. Whereas like, I guess the astrological winter technically starts like, or the calendar winter starts on maybe the 21st or 22nd typically. But I go based off of meteorological winter, so always starts on December 1st. Okay. Is there a clipper forming? Some models have had it. I'll talk more about that once I see some more consistent signals at it, but as of right now, they're kind of spotty with it. We will see some soon, probably, with the current pattern I'm seeing. Will it be cold in January? I'm pretty sure. It depends where you live, but I mean, January typically you'll have cold air at times. The winter storm warning for Montana. All right, sweet. We can talk about that. As I'm trying to, it's kind of tough to like read the comments and be showing a bunch of random stuff at the same time, but I try to juggle it. Let me know how I do with that. I think I do an okay job. We will turn on blizzard warnings. Let's see. Winter storm. Where's W? Is this not in alphabetical order? This can't be. No, it's not. I was like, I can't be that dumb. Okay. Well, so far there's not a winter storm warning for your state. I mean, maybe I'm wrong. It's a storm warning? Blizzard watch. I'm going to turn on all the winter one. Okay. Winter storm watch, winter weather advisory. So we don't really have any warnings or watches or advisories out there for Montana yet. So it's kind of hard to talk about. I'm not seeing anything yet. Let's see. Is there a hurricane somewhere? I just saw your chat. No, there might still be like this live stream originally thought it was supposed to be like a Hurricane Dorian live stream because that's what I had scheduled, I guess, from a long time ago, and it just like picked up on that. So there might still be some stuff lingering, but there is no hurricane. Don't worry. The time frame on the maps. Oh, that was 10 minutes ago. So I'm like replying to people's stuff as if they're talking about what I'm looking at now, but it was 10 minutes ago, and I don't even remember what I was talking about 10 minutes ago. So I need to just like read these really quick. Uh, Any severe thunderstorm forecast for south with the low pressures? What did I just say? Low pressure. Now I'm like slurring my words. I'm trying to go so fast. There will be clippers this year. People are asking. Base of operations is in Virginia, southeastern Virginia. What program are you using for radar? This is WSV3. I highly recommend it if you have the money. A lot of people asking what website and stuff this is. This is WSV3. Okay. Well, I just skipped all the way to where I'm at now. Do you have winter weather advisories on? I have winter storm watches, winter storm warnings, blizzard warnings, and winter weather or winter storm watches on right now, and winter weather advisories. I don't know if I said both of those or whatever, but yeah, so as of right now, I guess I could technically check pivotal weather and just verify that what I'm looking at is correct. But I think, oh, I guess there is a winter storm watch. I don't know why it didn't show up on this. I think I have it on. Wait. That's weird. Okay, I don't know. You guys have a winter storm warning. I mean, there's going to be snow moving on in the area, but Rev1611 said, I tried to click on the notification I got from your YouTube channel, and it said down. That might be a problem with YouTube, actually, not my channel. Yeah, I need to. I do know I need to update WSV3 because it is having issues. If you guys have any questions you want to ask, like as far as just anything weather related or related to me, feel free to do that. Is it still called Major Hurricane Dorian update? Okay, I was just making sure because mine said that, and I was like about to be really upset. 97 likes, 5 dislikes. Good job, guys. Probably the people who dislike this were like, why is this a Hurricane Dorian forecast? I'd be so confused too, so I don't really blame them. Let's see. Let's see here. Will there be clippers in Southwest Ohio soon? I don't necessarily know. I'm not seeing any signals, but it can always kind of like just surprise. Is anybody having laggy issues? Because like I'm literally watching it from my phone and it's lagging, but I'm like getting excited for everything besides like winter. I'm getting kind of excited for severe weather. I'm getting kind of excited for hurricane stuff. Can you discuss the MJO and its impact on December and January? I haven't looked at the MJO in a while, and I don't really want to search up stuff on my internet because I don't really know, like, I just don't want to leave this program right now. But I have heard that it is going into a good phase where eventually we're going to be looking at the potential for, cold air being encouraged by the MJO. With my experience with the MJO, like, it's not a really good indication of temperature patterns, in my opinion. I think it has a lot more to do with, storminess, but, sometimes I have seen correlations between it and then temperature patterns as well. But it's not one of my main oscillations that I use. I know a lot of people swear by it, but Can I contact you directly for pay and to cover our area? I mean, I might. I am really busy with the channel typically, but if you look in my description on most of my videos, you can find my contact email, and that's where you could contact me about like anything like that. That's why I have that. So it's actually, I think it's directweathercontact@gmail.com. I believe that's what it is. So El Nino or La Nina this winter? Neither. It's actually a La Nada. So it's none. It's right in between the two. Probably about to end the stream because we're not really getting any questions. I think it's like slowed down. Like I've probably answered everything coming up. So in West Virginia, every snow event forecasted by local TV has been a bust. That's how some local channels are. It just depends. Pattern don't too favorable for snow lovers over the next 10 days in 2 weeks or so based off of the weather patterns in history. It doesn't look very favorable right now, but I've seen things turn around and like it looks not favorable, but then it ends up being really good. So it can change a lot for sure. Central mountains of Colorado should expect above or below snow in January. That's kind of another question that's like pretty much impossible to say for certain. My gut feeling is that you guys will probably have above average just based off the fact that it seems like you guys have been getting a lot for December. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't really keep up with how much they get, like, typically. But I know this year it seems like you guys have gotten a lot, from my opinion. But you live there, so it might not be as much as typical. Do you suspect heavy snow for Ohio soon? Again, I don't see any in the next 10 days, which is basically as far out as we can look. But eventually you will get snow. So, just, I can't see it right now. Any big blizzard this winter? Well, we had one for upstate New York like a few weeks ago, and I'm sure there will be more. Any major snowstorms for mid-Atlantic this winter? Probably. What do the temps and weather look like for Texas moving forward into the winter? That's another tough one, but I think that's a little bit more possible to answer. Like, as of right now, I'll go back to this. Comparatively to normal, things are pretty cold right now. But it's going to start to warm up and be warmer around Christmas. And then maybe kind of go back to neutral or cold by the time we're in that first week of January. But beyond that, we can't really see. Okay. What's up with Michigan looking like for snow this year? Tired of the warm-ups? First off, mid-Michigan, I feel like everywhere in the Midwest has had a lot of snow so far this winter, from my standpoint. But I have been getting a lot of complaints, like, tired of the warm-ups, da-da-da-da. I feel like it's normal every winter to have some warm-ups, and people just expect there to be like this cold the whole way through. And that just doesn't happen. We see warm-ups in even the coldest of winters. We see thaws, all sorts of stuff that happen like that. I think it's just a phase, and obviously there will be tons of cold temperatures for all those regions all the time, so don't worry about it. What is the snow forecast for North Shore of Lake Superior in Minnesota? Oh, I just tried to zoom in on that, even though I can't. I'm seeing the signals that we could have a snowstorm coming through soon. So, I mean, in the next week or so, we might be dealing with another winter storm, a big one for you guys. You guys have already had some pretty big ones, but looking at some more big ones potentially. Any more Dixie Alley outbreaks? Possibly. I mean, with these low pressure systems coming through, we see pretty consistent amounts of severe weather down in the south. So, I mean, potentially. Is it going to get much colder in January for mid-Atlantic states? Impossible to say. I think it's possible, and typically it would, but we'll see. Do these warm patterns mean the polar vortex will dip down as a result? No, warm in the polar vortex is looking to kind of go in a bad direction. We typically would look. Let me turn on the GFS. Let me just turn off all these. This will be a lot easier for me to just try to explain things here. Let's see if we have. That's going to be tough. Do I have 500 millibar geopotential height here? Here, I'll just look on this because this is going to be a lot easier. The polar vortex, I know what you're talking about. So when we see warmer temperatures up here in the Arctic regions, it pushes the cold air south. When we see colder than normal temperatures here, it doesn't really push anything south because all the cold is able to just stay over the Arctic regions. The polar vortex right now, we have really warm conditions here. So it's pushing that cold air down south, and we have troughs all over the place. But it's going to move in a direction where we start to see this cold air show up over the Arctic regions, and that's why we see more warm-ups heading forward. And this cold just looks to stay over there, and it really is looking kind of mild. But this is 384 hours out, so we don't know for sure. But as of right now, that's kind of the look I'm seeing, and I know that's kind of disappointing. But that's kind of what I've been looking at. Live streaming. Wow, awesome. Yep. I'm looking forward to doing these more. I think it's a good idea. I'd like... Let's see. Oh yeah, could there be another polar vortex event like last January? It's always possible. Always possible. So just because it's not like happening right now doesn't mean in 2 weeks it can't start to look positive. And again, I don't even know that it's going to not be looking like good, but I mean, I don't know for sure right now. Looks pretty dry almost everywhere this Christmas. Yeah, I actually agree. I think there could be some rain in some areas, but definitely doesn't look white as of right now. Anyway, guys, I'm about to head out. It's been great doing this live stream with you guys. I really enjoy this. I think as of right now, like a lot of my viewers are either obviously at work or at school, so we only got about 200 viewers in this. I think in the future, if I keep consistently doing this, we can get a lot more, obviously. It just depends. I didn't put any tags on this, so we didn't probably reach any new people. But I've been streaming for, I think, over an hour now. Pretty good over an hour, or at least trying to. So we're going to go ahead and head out. During the severe weather season this spring, I want to be making streams like every day. That's my goal. I still want to make some videos, but it just depends. Like, obviously, this is my job now, so I have to make sure I would still be making money, obviously, if this is going to be my job and I want to do it full time. So I'd have to make sure that I'm not going to... in that case, I would have to continue just making my videos like normal, but we'll have to see. I'm looking forward to at least doing some live streams during the severe weather season, at least during severe weather outbreaks, and using, WSV3 here to look at the radar and stuff and just talk about stuff. It's going to be so fun. That's what I plan on doing. And also for hurricanes. Yes, Clark, I do get paid for this. I don't know if you are asking or telling me that I get paid for the streams. I know I get paid for the streams, but I know that also my videos that I typically do, my 5 to 15 minute videos, I know that they're going to get a certain amount of views and then make a certain amount of money. That is what I need to be able to continue doing this and not have a job. But if I started doing live streams, I don't know if the rest of my subscribers would be such a fan of that, and I just got to feel it out. But I do like doing these at least sometimes. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for being in this stream and interacting with me. It's always a blast. I enjoy doing these. And I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching. Even if you're watching this after the fact, thank you so much. And thank you for subscribing. I know this probably didn't reach any new people. Let me know if you've never seen this channel before, but I don't think this was really being suggested to many new people. Subscribers. But thank you for being a subscriber. I can't even begin to describe how appreciative I am that we've hit almost 80,000 subscribers. And it's crazy to think that 100,000 is just right around the corner. I can't even comprehend it. It's crazy to think that there's a plaque. Plaque's going to be getting sent in the mail for direct weather. It's just so awesome. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next video.